Their temporary home is the Aduke Emezimaker Stadium in Port Harcourt. Okay, let's quickly talk about Giwa against Rangers tomorrow. That's a game starting from the 74th minute. You know the circumstances around that game. And the League Management Company and the Nigerian Football Federation Disciplinary Committee have ruled that Giwa must go and play that game from the 74th minute. And after that game, they will play their next 3 home games in Ilorin, Kwara State. And then after that, if they come back to Jos, they play behind closed doors until there is a certification from the management and the fans of Giwa that they will be of good behavior.
It's a tough one. And you look at it, I think it's the decision by the LMC that was ratified by the disciplinary committee of the Nigerian football. It just sends a clear message. Yes, people want to argue that, oh, why make Rangers go to Abuja to play for a game that they travel for? But the point is, we just want to, the president, we don't want to give boardroom points.
Yeah, and it started from last year. Sunshine against Lobby. I think about 7 minutes left in that game. They went to play in Abuja. And they got a goal.
They got a goal.
And Sunshine got a goal.
So it will be interesting to see how Rangers, I mean, both teams prepare for this game. You warm up, go through your warm-up routine to play for 16 minutes. After 16 minutes, you have to go.
16 minutes is actually a long time.
16 minutes is a long time in football.
Anything could still.
Rangers with their, okay, Kane. Bobby Clement will not be part of it because he only came back.
No, you have to play with the same squad.
You have to play with the same squad. Rangers,
and the same referee.
They've not made any substitution at that time when the game stopped. So Rangers have an opportunity of.
They will have fresher legs.
Well, I don't know. But with this man on your screen, Chisome Buchilam, he's a man on fire and he's a man on mission, and he wants to. So much is expected from him. They call them the Kane. Combination now, Bobby Clement, Aguda, Godwin Aguda, Chisom, Ewuchulam, and Obinna Nwobodo. Guys who have this season stepped up and they are doing very well for Rangers.
It's going to be very key for the game to finish without any incident. I think that's very, very important so that we can just get this off our backs and continue. And continue.
It's a pity it won't be part of that game because you have to continue. It's a continuation of the game. So you have to keep to the same players that were on the pitch when the game was stopped. Yeah. But let's talk very quickly about Rangers and what has been happening this season. What's been keeping Rangers? What's been making them? It's such a delight to watch this season.
I think Ebama Akwabo now has his imprint on this game. You know, recall that last season when the season started, we started with Caterpillar Kilichim eventually. Then done all of the recruitment and all of that before he was eased out. For Imama, it was something like, let's just manage to the end of the season. Rangers, especially that game against Sunshine in
Lagos, where they got hammered 5-0.
They rode all night, got to Lagos around 4 a.m., played that game the next day. Those guys were
heavy, tired,
very, very, tired. But this season, they've come out to say we want to play, and they have the full backing of the fans. Enugu is not where you go and you get.
The governor of Enugu is also.
The governor
is shown a different attitude to the team.
He has, for him,
good positive attitude.
Good positive. You have to see the way Rangers travel. Each time they travel, there is this second bus for Rangers ex-players. That bus is always full. Come with the contingent, Christian, Chuku, all the Rangers ex.
The Rangers aboard.
They all travel with the team, and each one of them trying to encourage these boys that, hey, this is what it means to put on this jersey. This club has its tradition, and that tradition, we just have to reawaken it. So for this season, for example, the game against Nasarawa United, if there's one person you think will have a starting shirt in that, the central defender, but he wasn't part of he watched the game from the bench. So the depth is something that they developed. Aguda, Ebuchulam, Obinna, Nwobodo, and of course the form guy, Bobby Clement. These guys, new guys. Even Bobby Clement last season, he had a very torrid time. Almost sent back to the club where he came from. But this season it's not the new league. And all round, I think for Rangers this season, all round there is quality, there is depth, and the coach is somebody who has his own philosophy of the game, and he's been able to leave his imprint on this team.
But for those of us who have been close watchers of the league for a number of years, we know that there is a difference between round one or the first half, the first half of the season,
and when the business
and
end
the
of the
second half of the season. For example, last season, Sunshine were runaway leaders in the first half of the season. They were like 4 points, 5 points clear. But by the time we got to the business end, they started to falter, and they even fell out of the top 4 completely. Is Rangers going to be different? Are they starting well? Are they going to be able to maintain this momentum up till the final day?
Especially now that people are talking about the title.
It's still early.
As early as match day.
I feel that it's too early. Rangers they've not won anything yet. They're far from where they want.
The last time they won anything was over 30 years ago.
32 years ago.
Wow, it's a long time.
32 years ago. And talking about this season, of course, you expect the fans. The expectation is high. People are coming out to support them. Rangers games are sold out week in, week out. And the fans, because this expectation is high, so much is expected. And for now, the players are delivering. But if you're a football person, you know that there are times you fall,
there are bad days.
Bad patch. That Barcelona patch. That
started losing.
So when the thing is, if you do the things Sunshine Stars fans did last season, you will go down, you will run into trouble. I just hope it doesn't happen. There will be days you lose, and there are also days that you win. But I think in all, after the opening day loss to Pillars, the next game they lost was to Lobby Stars. Even that game had issues where so much was said as to how that game. I think they lost it 3-1. They've traveled after that game and they've not lost even away games. And that game against Giwa, like I spoke to some of the Giwa players after that game. No, Rangers they have a very good team. They just don't know. It's just the fans who started all of this, and maybe the officiating, all of that. But everything they've played just reached a conclusion, the consensus that this Rangers team is a solid team.
All right, so the belief is that this time around, Rangers will not falter along the way. Rangers, the Flan Antelopes will be able to go all the way. That will be some fitting reward for the long-suffering fans of Rangers who have stayed 32 years
stayed loyal
without anything, and they've remained very, very loyal. All right, before we go on that break, let's just quickly update you with the UEFA Champions League game that has just ended a few minutes ago at the Etihad. No goals on the night. That's the summary. No goals on the night. Manchester City, Real Madrid, we have to start all over again when the return leg is played at the Santiago Bernabeu in a few days from now, because it ended Manchester City 0, Real Madrid 0. Very tricky one. Tricky result, Yemi. Very, very tricky result. But I'll allow you to talk about it when we return from this break. And we will also talk about the game to be played tomorrow. Atletico Madrid against Bayern Munich is also looking like a good game. Mouth-watering fixture, that one as well. And we will take a look at some other issues on the foreign scene. But let's take you to Germany now. Bring you highlights from the German Bundesliga. We have a lot of Nigerian interest in the German Bundesliga. Anthony Uja, Leon Balogun are some of the guys who are applying their trade in the German Bundesliga. Enjoy these highlights, and then we'll come back for the rest of sports tonight. Join us again.